I am LaToya Benton. Xavier Hill was my son. He was murdered by the newspaper police on January the 9th, 2021.
Jamal Bird, he was murdered by DC Metropolitan Thug Police in their custody. He died in their custody, and they claim that they don't know what happened. They had no business arresting him.
This is Life After the Impact, a podcast for impacted families by impacted families that focuses on what happens after the media, the lawyers, and the activists are gone. Impacted families are left to face the loss of a loved one to police response violence. We will focus on their continued fight for justice and how you can get involved.
Give me the one that just walks away. Watch your police take another life today. Leave a loved one torn that I left to say. Candles burning, all we do was pray. Yeah.
How long was that DA? How long was he in office when this happened to Ruben?
He's been on the office 52 years.
52 years. 52 years.
You know, he was connected in the way that he had power for so long, 52, and power can corrupt people, and absolute power can absolutely corrupt you, right?
Yes.
You have unfettered power for a long period of time. You just don't feel like you got to do nothing but sit up and just be powerful, right? But the thing which really strikes me about your story is that when the DA changed, right, we had to use all the tools in the tool. Straight up. We can vote in people who see our way. We got to hold people accountable. When we can't hold them accountable, we vote. If they don't want to be accountable, vote their asses out and vote somebody in who will do what we want them to do. We have that power, y'all. And what we're hearing from this evening is Oscar. Mr. Oscar is using his power for his family and to get justice for his son.
Good evening. I'm Roxane Johnson. My son's name is Jamal Bird. Life After the Impact. I'm here with my co-host, LaToya. Good evening, LaToya.
Good evening, you guys. My name is LaToya Benton. I am the mother of Xavier Hill. Xavier was killed by Virginia State Police at the age of 18. January the 9th, 2021. I am honored tonight to be joined by Mrs. Alicia Kirkman. Alicia, I didn't prep you to say this at all. You want to go and give us a brief intro about who you are and who your son is?
My name is Alicia Kirkman. I am the mother of Angelo Miller. He was murdered March 23rd, 2007 in Cleveland, Ohio, by Officer John Lundy, and with no accountability.
So 2007, Alicia. That's a long time ago. That's like
16 years.
16 years.
So Alicia, you want to give us a kind of quick little synopsis of what happened to Angelo? That was 16 years ago. So we know the times have changed with media and body cams and dash cams and stuff like that. Kind of tell our audience what happened to Angelo back then.
March 23rd, 2016, I received a knock at the door, and I was asleep and I just kept hearing the knock. So I got up. There was just so much commotion going on, saying that Angelo got shot. So I went to the scene. Me and my family went to the scene, and Angelo wasn't there. So, police was everywhere, and, they wouldn't tell me exactly where my son was at. So they wouldn't tell me where he was at. So they told me a hospital where he was at, Huron Road. So we went to Huron Road, and, we're looking for my son, and he wasn't there. So an EMS worker, told me that my son was at Metro. So by the time me and my family got to Metro, that's on the west side, total whole different side. So by the time we got there, they put us in a room, and the detectives and the officers came in, a detective and an officer, a captain or something, came in and had a grin on his face. He had a grin on his face. So I was actually, thinking Angelo was alive, never that Angelo was dead. And they told me that Angelo had passed away, like he had a little puncture from like a car accident. But actually, I don't know. I just started hollering, telling them to let me out that room, because they murdered my son. So to find out more, Angelo was in his car. They stated that Angelo and a couple of his friends broke into a car. This is what they claim, because I wasn't there, no one was there, and they said there was no footage. But that Angelo and his friends broke into a car, and they took a radio and a pair of tennis shoes, and they hid it under the jungle gym. So Angelo came back. This is what they say. But Angelo came back in his car. And the only thing that I know today is that when they released the 911 tape, you heard the off-duty police officer, because he didn't have on a uniform to identify himself. And he didn't identify himself whatsoever. So you heard the police officer saying, "Put your hands up, put your hands up." And you heard Angelo saying, "Sir, I swear to God, my hands are up. I don't got nothing, I ain't doing nothing." You heard gunshots and the phone went dead. So John Lundy, he stated that he was in fear for his life, that Angelo was trying to run him over, and he tripped on the sidewalk. But from day one, like it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, if Angelo was trying to run you over, why wasn't the gunshots, the front window shot out? Why wasn't the back window shot out? Why did all the gunshots come from the driver's side, and you shot his car up 8 times and he got shot in the back? And, to find out, Angelo did, tell him he had been shot. So it's just so many, like, I just still, from today, I still don't understand the case, because I knew from day one, whenever you make a settlement, just knowing life. Like, if you offer to pay somebody something went wrong.
You're admitting guilt to that.
Yeah, something went wrong. So,
Yeah.
you don't just give nobody no money.
Right.
And it's just horrible. Like, they paid according to, I had to sit there. They paid according to what they feel Angelo's life was worth. It was just so much to like have to endure it. And like, I'm still fighting 16 years later. I'm still here, fighting for accountability for Angelo. And, Angelo do have 2 sons.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, he has 2 sons, and they're about to reach the age of 18 real soon.
Wow.
So he do have 2 sons that, have to go through this, like didn't know that much what really happened, because they were only like 1 and, one was a month, so really they had to become teenagers to, to see all this. Because, now, like, just probably about 8 or 9 years ago, that's when everything just started coming to the forefront, because it wasn't really like publicized on how much murder and how much cover up,
How
you know,
much was happening.
yeah,
Mhm,
what's going on. And
mhm,
them to become teenagers to read about their father.
mhm,
They don't even know,
mhm, mhm.
that they had to read, what I was always afraid of, because, they're being young Black men, it's a struggle for them, period. And then to have a father that was gunned down
By the police.
by somebody that's supposed to serve and protect you, not murder you,
Mm.
you know. So yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the
Well,
story.
okay, well, I want to move fast forwards a little bit now to present time, because we were talking about earlier, we were on the phone, just more so about, as you said, this happened 16 years ago. We were talking about earlier, we got on the call, just about exercising our rights to vote. And I'm bringing this up because the DA you guys had in office, again, that was 16 years ago. We had Oscar on the podcast a few weeks ago. He talks about his son, Ruben, and we're talking about how Oscar's son, I think it happened 6 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But Oscar was able to approach the new DA and, and ask her, as far as the case being concerned, to investigate the case. I think that's something we could possibly do with anybody's case, not just your case. Now, we take a gamble at if the person's a Republican, they could be a Democrat and still not do it. But like Roxane says all the time, we have to use all the tools in the toolbox to exercise our rights.
Yeah, so true.
So,
So I think, go ahead, Roxane, I'm sorry.
where are you in your fight for justice, Miss Alicia?
The same place I've been 16 years ago.
Mm.
The same place I've been 16 years ago.
Mhm.
Why do you say that?
Huh?
Why do you say that?
I mean, because it's like nothing changed. Just as the years go on, I meet different families. I meet different people that, especially like 8 years ago when all the families got together and went to New York. That's when all the dots was really connected. I think it was like over 3,000 people. The families connected. And it just taught me a lot because it was things that I didn't know. It was things I didn't know. So I feel I'm in the same place because the officer, he retired. Once George Floyd was murdered, things were kind of different. Like Angelo 911 tape disappeared off the internet. It just disappeared off the internet. Like it was always on the internet and it disappeared. And then once the 911 tape disappeared, John Lundy retired. So, I'm still fighting. I would never stop fighting. Anything that I could do, to bring light and to try to open my son's case, is always a goal. I'm always for reopening cases, especially the old cases, because like our cases, the DOJ didn't even look at our cases. Like nobody looked at them, so I'm a great advocate to other families, to let them know and to encourage them, but I just pray. I pray and I just stay encouraged that one day John Lundy, will be held accountable for his wrongdoing.
I think, as I say all the time, part of about our podcast about we always about action and trying to find different ways we can approach the system. When it comes to I don't care what y'all want to call it, reform, dismantle, however you want to sugarcoat it, whatever. When it comes to fighting the system, you have to think about different ways of doing it. Think about the number 4. You can you're gonna get that number different ways, right? It don't have to be for the same way. So I think we did develop a call to action. If you could put that on the screen real fast. It is about applying pressure, even when it comes to the old cases. And like I said too, we don't have all the answers. This might not even work. Who knows? But at the same time, this man, Dave Yost was elected. Roxane, what year was it? Was it 20?
He was reelected in 2022, but I just looked briefly at his bio. He seems like a lifetime politician because he's held several different positions within the state of Ohio legislature. So that tells me
That's a
that
problem in itself.
that's a problem in itself. And can I just say to our brothers and sisters in Ohio, register to vote. Know who your local congressmen, council, city council people are. Know
Not
who
just Ohio, everywhere.
yeah, but in particular for this case, right?
That's right.
Know who your state representatives are, so that you can once you vote, then you got to hold them accountable.
That's
You got
right.
to hold them accountable. And when they do not do their job, because Dave Yost ain't doing his job. He's been there twice now. He just got reelected. Y'all need to go vote and straighten this out for this family and for other families in Ohio. And like you said, LaToya, it's not just Ohio, it's all over the United States. We need to know who our local county, municipality representatives are. We need to know what they stand for. And if they don't stand for what we want,
get them out of there.
Yeah.
Vote them out. We have the power. See, what has happened has been that we have allowed people to talk us out of our power by saying,
That's
you
right.
know, voting don't matter. Well, if voting don't matter, why do people try to keep you from doing it?
That's right.
Have you
That's
ever
right.
thought about that? If voting was such a non-issue or that it don't make no difference, why people suppress your vote, try to gerrymander you out of your district, all the different ways, that they have tried over the years. And now we see Jim Crow 3.0 coming along to find different ways to suppress your
Jim Crow
vote,
3.0. That's right.
and make it not matter. So ask yourself, if your vote didn't matter, why do people not want you to exercise it?
That's right. That's right.
That's
And we
because
can,
it does matter.
and to piggyback off what Roxanne is saying as well, we can, as a people, cannot say we got to go beyond protesting. We say this every podcast, you guys. Protesting is a way to bring awareness. When we got this phone call, we're going to flash. We're going to keep calling. We're going to call Dave Yost. We're going to call this man, right? It has to go beyond that. Go beyond applying pressure. It becomes back to the vote all over again. You got to apply pressure there. You got to apply pressure there. We're not applying pressure there. Why we out here protesting? There's no point. It all goes full circle. The judges, the DAs, they're in office for 10 years. And you got like freaking 15 people still getting killed by the police. Why is the person still getting reelected? Get them out of there. We have to still on the local, it starts from locally, then it goes from national level or not, but start in your own backyard and then encourage everyone else to do the exact same thing. Culture conditioning, that is a real thing. Like Alicia was saying, people have a lean to not to vote because it doesn't affect anybody. That's a culture conditioned way of thinking. We can't keep thinking like that. We have to use our powers and start voting.
Start voting. Right. Yeah. And we
So
need
just
to-
one more time, we can get hype on the vote thing, because we're gonna have, y'all, we will have a look, right? We will have a community town hall discussion soon about voting, because that's important.
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments right now too. My sister's on here as well, and she's talking about just how she's fighting right now for her right to vote. And y'all think about what Roxane just said. If your vote didn't count, why wouldn't take their rights away from you? They make you go through hell and high waters to get your rights back. If it didn't matter, they'll give you your rights back, allow you to vote, and they'll keep it pushing. We gotta stop allowing people to talk us out of our power. That's the main thing. If you take note of this podcast tonight, make sure you look up Angelo Miller's case. Call Dave Yost to apply pressure behind the case and stop letting people talk you out of your power. You have power. You have to exercise your power. If you don't mind, please go and flash on the screen one more time as well, the call to action. We're gonna add the call to action as well to the, we have a call to action, like a doc sheet, right? We try to keep it updated as well. It's kind of hard sometimes. If y'all see a mistake on there, please be sure to reach out to us via email so we can correct it. But tomorrow, y'all can do it tonight actually, because I think at the bottom, when I went online to this website, there was an email to contact the Attorney General, so you could also fill it out tonight. You don't gotta wait till the morning time. If tomorrow you're going to work, that's fine. Send him an email tonight. That way tomorrow when he gets up, he can talk about Angela. Let's help apply the pressure in the community.
Yeah.
No, and I'm just reading the top of this flyer. Why was the officer not even indicted? Not even, indictment comes before going to a trial, right? He wasn't even indicted. So that means he wasn't held accountable in for nothing.
And it's crazy. They give money to the families and then say, but we're not gonna indict you. No, so then what you pay his mom for?
No.
There was something wrong there.
There was some wrongdoing, then we need that justice, and we need it now. We need it now. And the fact that, I'm reading this, nobody was even indicted. Are you kidding? Come on. And we go back and redress this and say, no, we need you to go back and do your due diligence and indict this person. Because there's no limit, there's no statute of limitations on murder. None. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that for.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Statute of limitation. And there's no statute of limitations on us getting justice. Because what we're seeking to do, like another brother we had on here, which I really appreciate what he said, we need to build a system
to fight the system. That's right.
Is using all the tools, not just marching, not just calling, not just voting, using all the tools in the toolbox. And I believe we got the power to do it.
We do have the power. We do have the power. And they're afraid of that power.
That's right.
They're afraid of that power.
Yeah.
Like I expressed, like I believe it's been like 8 or 9 years when we all went to New York for Rise Up October. And that's when all the families connected. Because if we wouldn't have been there, like we wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
We wouldn't be doing this because nobody would know nobody and nobody would know nobody's story. And all our stories are the same.
They are.
They all
different
the
states.
same. Yeah.
Same thing, different states. That's what people say all the time. People say, oh, it's happening in my state. I'm like, no, brother, it's happening in all our states. Just different area code, right? So we gotta find a way to work together systematically for change, So 8 years that you guys met, now we're all here together. So it's like, okay, what can we do with our power?
Yeah.
We have the power to fight.
Yeah, we do. We do. And they know it.
We need to
Don't
know
want us to use it.
We need to know it.
Yeah.
We need to know it.
We need to know it because a lot of us have been time to wake up.
Yeah. And we know it, like, I just thank God, for you all reaching out to me and even doing this. This is a start, because we don't know what'll happen. It's always something different. And eventually, something gonna change. They're gonna start going to jail.
Consistency is what it is. And even like I said too, but it's consistency to the right things, right? We don't want to keep applying pressure to things that make any kind of sense at all. What did it say? The art of what is it? Doing the same thing, taking different results. That's insanity. So we're not gonna keep doing that. That's crazy, right? We got to think of different ways how we can approach this. We know the end goal is still the same, but how do we approach it differently when we are getting some kind of results at this point in time?
Right.
We the people gonna figure that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, y'all. So I don't have nothing else for tonight. Y'all, just one more time, we want to make a recognition again about Angelo Miller's case. Keep in mind, Angelo was 17 when he was killed. So y'all always keep that in mind too. 17. These are kids we're talking about, not grown men. These are children again. So it could be your child as well. So don't wait till it happens to you. And even, like I said again, voting is important. Y'all, we're telling y'all right now, people who are in office can affect your families as well. So get them out of office.
Get them out.
Yeah, yeah.
Register.
Go out and vote.
Some of y'all ain't never registered to vote. Register and vote. Register and vote. This is the
But
time.
don't just vote. Know who you're voting for.
That's right. Do a little research. Google it, search it up, right? Find out about your representatives in your area.
And also hold them accountable.
Hold they accountable.
Hold them accountable.
And then it's okay, like if we educate them,
Yeah.
you know, educate our community, you
That's
know, hold things at the local recreation centers and different places,
Right.
centers, and educate them, you know, get all these people and, you know, educate them, let them know, you know, we can't tell them who to vote for, but we can educate them.
Right. And you know, and even if you people got us too, they say, well, I can't afford a rec center. The library has free meeting rooms.
Yes.
So yeah, if there's a will, there's a way. So library got free meeting rooms. You know, y'all can do it there. Do it at the church. Go to the park. You can be in the park, congregating there, whatnot, just educating each other. But that's what it's about. So that's about you guys.
That's right. That's right. Because we about that action on here. We not just about, you know, talking. We about working. And
That's right.
work is what we have to do until all of our children get justice. All of them. Not one step back. See, the thing that they don't realize, well, the secret sauce they don't realize about Black women, that we are determined, we are tough, and we are, and when you don't mess with the children, don't mess with
the babies.
Don't mess with the babies.
Yeah, we're gonna protect them.
We're gonna protect them by any means necessary. And so we're building systems. Those of you who are listening to this podcast, we want you to join us. You've been looking for some way to be involved. This is a way to be involved. Call the state's attorney, David Yost, and tell him to reopen this case.
He has the power.
We have the power to talk to him and
That's
tell him
right.
to do his job.
That's right.
And the same in your own community, whatever your community is, you have the power to tell these politicians to do their job, not to be playing around and talking about nonsensical stuff. Do your job.
Not ask them, tell them to do their job. That's what they're elected for.
There's a difference.
We ain't asking, we telling y'all what y'all need to do.
Asking nobody for nothing. We
asking.
We asking them.
All right, you all, this has been Life After the Impact. Again, y'all be sure to visit us on Facebook and on Instagram. This episode will be, if you can play it again, on all live streams as well, on our podcast as well, Apple, iTunes, all that, you know, hip hop stuff. We're on all those things as well. Be sure tomorrow to call the Attorney General in regards to Angelo's case. Reach out to Ms. Alicia as well to ask her how you can help her and just uplifting her in the spirit so she can keep going on with the fight, you all. And again, you know, anybody else out here who is fighting for justice, who wants to help, we can try to help out, please be sure to go online and fill out the form. We're gonna make sure we look at it, review it, and keep it pushing. So we're about that action, y'all.
That action.
All right, you guys, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Alicia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I thank you ladies very much.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Here we are, the birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King, cradle of the civil right, the blackest city in America, and pastors and everybody. All these stars and all the entertainment and state reps, and it's just hard to get support. It seems like it's just something about their support voting rights, their support everything, but when it comes to police brutality, they bag.
Everybody hide. They hide what's on that.
Yeah, they high. It's like so many of them sold their soul for a few pieces of silver.
Come on now.
And a lot of them to be manipulated, controlled by the present power of white supremacy. So you have pastors don't want to preach about it. They don't want to preach about police brutality. You have people trying to sugarcoat it. Here we are, our ancestors sacrificed. They bled, they got hung, they got shot, they got raped. every could which kind they sacrifice. Even little Ruby Bridges when she had to face what she faced. And we don't have them type of leaders. We're leaders. We have the real leaders. And we gotta just show the world, we gotta show everybody. No, we're fighting for our love. We're not finna back now.
And the other thing that we have to remember is the most important, the powerful movements have been from the ground up, not from the top down.
Yeah, you're right.
At the top, they are, they comfortable. They don't want to compromise their comfortability, right? So we're us on the ground, we the ones we've been waiting for.